Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to BlackOut Gaming TV. If you're here for some Highlander Nations Cup, you're in the right place. You're in the right place because we have a final group game for you here. It is group number 2. It is Italy versus Lithuania, and the winner, team that gets the most points in this game, will actually win the group, with the loser going into second place. That's going to help out with the seedings going into the playoff stage. I am Ceejaey. Joining me tonight is the legend himself, Hildreth, with Wiethoofd on the camera. Hill Doggy Dog, how you doing, man?
How much does a polar bear weigh? Oh wait, we're going live, CJ. I'm good.
We are live.
Look at this. What? That's a way to start a game.
Is that legit, or are we starting again? I don't know. Neutronis just jumping into the choke there, and just getting destroyed. I guess. I think we're live. I think this is the actual game. And Italy have won the mid-fight, Hildreth. So, I mean,
welcome to Highlander Nations Cup intermediate level.
I mean, I think we found out that jumping on man into the enemy choke isn't the best tactic, but Sorek does get a headshot there from the sniper Hazet, who
Tronus has been caught out again. It's like twice in 2 minutes. He's died early, and they're not going to be able to get a second either. They're trying to defend from Riverside. That's Lithuania. They've gone for an Uber. CJ. I'm not sure I agree with this.
I don't at all. They've even given up the high ground as well. The Pyro probably going to find himself caught out here. No, he actually picks up a frag, taking down Fluo, the soldier. But wow, look at the destruction there from the demo man. That is a huge amount of damage. There's 3 players left alive for Lithuania. Neutronis is going to try and contest the second point with the assistance of his heavy Ibo. I don't think that's a good idea. They're going to have to back off to last hit, but like you said, they did trade the Uber, they did force it. So it's going to be equal Ubers, but Italy probably just going to dry push this now.
Since it's a good 5 CP Highlander, you can go for those sort of commits like that, even though it was a really bad position to Uber from. The Italian medic was kind of caught forward and he just Ubered, like maybe he should have tried saving the Uber, potentially, but if he didn't Uber, Lithuania could have defended that and got picks. It's Highlander, you can't carry momentum as fast as you can as 6s, so it wasn't a costly Uber trade for Sprayer and his Lithuanian boys. And now we're on to the last stalemate.
Yeah, this is the best thing about Highlander, surely, is 5 CP just chilling out on the last point, but Bez there going down, so no cheeky picks, and we do have a pause by the looks of it. So this is going to be a perfect opportunity, seeing as the teams did go live rather early. We don't have time to go over the rosters. We want to take a quick look over the Italian roster to begin with. So just to reiterate, these 2 teams are both qualified for the playoff stage. They will both reach the knockout stage regardless of what happens in this final match. However, the team that does get the most points across these 2 maps will actually finish on top of the group, which means they'll get to face a team that finished second in their group. So on paper, supposedly an easier group game in the knockout stages for them. But looking at the Italian roster on Scout, we have Sorex, obviously many seasons of Premiership experience in both 6s and Highlander. We have Fluo on Soldier. I know him more as a demo man, but very strong player regardless. Fen is on Pyro. Not sure if that is Phoenix. I know he was an Italian Pyro. I think it is Phoenix. Captain Kanga on demo. They're on my friends list, so I should know who this person is. So
it's Adrenaline. It's
Adrenaline, right. So Adrenaline on demo for Italy. Dingo on heavy. Again, not sure if that's an actual ETF2L name or just a pseudonym.
It's an ETF2L name. I know that guy. He donated to Mookie's fundraiser.
Oh, good stuff.
I'll plug later.
Yeah, get Low Panda to LAN. On engineer, we have Europo. On medic, it is Mex, actually. Again, a player I know on a different class. He's plays a lot of soldier in 6s. Plays in the high tier for a long time. Bez on sniper. Again, strong player. Has played in Premiership with Bureau in the past. And on spy, it is Link. So that is the Italian roster. But going over to Lithuania, there's again some names here we've seen from the past. We've got Zilis on Scout. I remember Zilis a couple of years ago, 2015. I think it was Nations Cup number 4, Hildreth. He was kind of raising some eyebrows with some really good performances for Lithuania. I think they beat Germany or something.
He was in the Nations Cup 4. I don't know. I think they might have got some points, but I do remember the name. And then I don't really know what happened to him since then.
No, it's like I'm surprised to see him kind of not having heard from him for 2 years, and then boom, he's back. That's what the Nations Cup does. It does bring out players from their hardy holes to play for their nations. So on Soldier, we've got Justice, lots of Premier experience in Highlander for Justice, playing for teams like Failer, for Bureau, I think he played on More Cops last season. Or maybe not.
Don't ask me, man. Your Highlander knowledge is impeccable right now. Mine is it's way less than it used to be.
Yeah.
My time has come and gone.
You have the big brain, Hildreth. You can tell me about the tactics.
I have a sort of brain as an old politician, like in his 90s, like Margaret Thatcher with dementia. That's me. Once in her prime, but now I'm just dead or dying. I can't even remember my own husband's name. Sorry, continue with Lithuania's team.
Oh, your husband's name is Mookie. He's from Finland, and he plays flex on your team, Hildreth. I'm sure you
I made some poor life choices then.
On Pyro, we have Sketis, as we do come under the unpause, but we'll continue anyway, because it's Highlander. Of course, it's going to be a stalemate. Sketis on Pyro, Neutronus. Lots of experience in the high tier for 6s for Neutronus on Demoman. Ibo 999 on Heavy. E-Sky, probably more famously known as a sniper, is on Engineer, but the Uber does come in here. It is used very early on by the Italians, and they're going to back off Root Choke. The counter Uber did come in here, and Italy are going to try and see if they can re-push this dry, but Justice is going to jump up, and a big rocket just to deny, but a jump onto the point. Fluo gets Reflect killed there by Sketis, so no cheeky cap for him. As players are dying, Dingo is extremely weak, but gets a nice arrow from his medic. Is going to be able to back out there. And Italy have lost too many players to be able to push this, but it does look like they're going to hold it, Hildreth, because, like you said, it's hard to get momentum, especially pushing out of last on a 5CP map.
Yeah, and the man that was next on the list, Sprayer, who is very well known for playing the string of top teams, including mine. It was alone at the moment. He gets backstabbed by Link. That's what they need. Italy actually only 4 up now. And now there's people in water as well. Looks very bad. And for Uber, they should take this round, Italy. It's theirs to lose right now. Jump on the point. Soldier's the only thing defending. There goes the Uber. Shores it up. I was going to say Sprayer got himself caught in sneaky in a bad position, and but he managed to survive with about 10 HP in that push. But then he was alone top left. Like nobody was with him at all. And when you're in Highlander and you've got 8 teammates, you should never ever be alone as a medic.
Absolutely, and Italy did the right thing there. They just focused the cap, got a lot of time on it, got a lot of presence. And if you've got a Pyro on the cap, kind of facing away from the point, it's very difficult for you to try to get on there. He can just air blast you and your projectiles away. But Italy being very aggressive here, coming up on the right side. Fen is the first person to die, but Neutronus does die as well. And both demos actually go down very early on in this fight. Sorix is just tanking the heals now, coming in from next. That's not a bad person to be healing. He can just clean up those frags. But Lithuania do seem to be picking up a few players here and there. Italy have the positioning, but they don't have the players. In comes Funky in from behind. Can he get the back? No, he can't actually get onto the medic. The medic is so weak, but manages to survive and get away there. Actually, he wasn't weak at all. I'm not sure if he was. I can't tell because my head is broken. But Sketis takes down Bess and just scares away the medic. So Lithuania playing the long game here, Hildreth. And they're going to capture... It looks like they're going to capture the mid.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The second attempt.
That's the thing that's deceiving about Highlander is due to the sheer numbers and different fights going on around the place and the movement speed of the classes. When you think you have position in the fight, it can be lost in a matter of seconds. It's really on the classes like Scout, Pyro, to move around quickly and support each flank. But here we have an Uber exchange. Neotronus is dead again. Sorix has caught him out. Even though there's a Bella Uber for Sprayer, but they haven't got really any heavy classes to do big damage, so Italy seem content to defend from river with their sniper and mini sentry. And they've got a flank behind. A Demoman is flanking behind Choke. He's got Justice. He's been sworded by Sprayer. This is a mad fight, but I just don't think Lithuania have the numbers, and they can repush this again in a second.
It's like, you want to say it's a hammer against a rock or something, but at the moment it's just like a big rock slowly like pushing away another rock. That was such a slow fight, and maybe if Lithuania just flooded in there, they could have had it, because Italy only had 4 or 5 players left alive on that second point, but instead they've backed off, and Italy are the ones on the aggression now. Walking into mid, Dingo does go down just after taking down Justice. They do trade, but big aggression coming in from Adrenaline. He forces that Uber from Sprayer. Sprayer taking a little bit of damage and needing to use that Uber, and Mex is going to use it much later on, but Adrenaline's caught out here. Oh, he gets a nice flash there from the medic. Ibo's going to go down to a great pipe there from Adrenaline, and Italy just flooding over this point. Zill's getting backstabbed by Link, and Lithuania running away with the tails between the legs, except for Neutronus, who picks up 2, including Hildreth, the medic, and somehow they've blocked that point and they're re-pushing.
Yep, this is a mess. But no, it's well. I mean, Neutronus did well. You know, he was at choke, and the Uber from Italy should have been better, but players just weren't ready, except the demo man, just weren't ready to take it. And that's the thing about, especially in the Nations Cup, you notice this with the less organised teams, is like players not recognising we have 50% better Uber, like Scout and Pyro just not waiting for the Uber to be popped on them and going forward together, and so it's just a solo Uber on the demo who can't take things down by himself. But despite that frag, they did manage to get the cap, Italy. Even though they have Uber disadvantage, they still control the area. So let's see how Lithuania push this. I'm sure they'll push this. Sprayer is the type of player who will want to push off a 50% advantage.
Yeah, and the demo has actually just gone down there. No Adrenaline. The Uber is used onto Zillis, but he's not got really much to aim at. He takes on a mini sentry. He's going to try and take down Flo, but he just meets a wall of Italian players there, and there's not much that they can do. So
it's
that
fine,
Uber didn't really achieve much other than get the cap, I guess.
Well, that's fine. They have a decision to make now. Do we try and push in and force our Uber with a couple of players, or do we sit Oh, there's my mic cutting out. They've gone for the defensive approach by the look of it.
Yeah, Lithuania playing pads. I mean, they do have a Uber disadvantage by 60%. That's quite a meaty disadvantage. And Italy trying to work their win here. They just use it so early, and this is such a bad pop because there was nothing in the choke. And they just use the rest of the Uber onto Hildreth. He does pick up Ibo though, and they do pick up sort of 3-4 players there. So Italy doing okay. Wow, Zillis comes in and just picks up 2 frags for free. Gets taken down by Sorix in the end. He himself is on a 5 kill streak. But it just seems these Ubers aren't really being thought about. They're just being used in through the choke without kind of checking anything. Lithuania had no presence on that point at all. Italy could have probably taken it for free. And now they're in this situation where Lithuania have an Uber advantage.
Except they're a lot closer, Italy, and the spy has seen them, so he should be able to communicate this to Lithuania. Lithuania are holding far back. Sprayer's dropped down, and these Ubered, it's Pyro and Demo Uber. It's not going to get anything. In fact, Neutronus has been dropped, so it's definitely not going to get anything. They could lose their scout as well. Sorix is behind, causing havoc, and Sprayer's really caught out. It's a really bad Uber from Lithuania, and Italy are flooding in. There's a big jump in from the Demo man. Is he going to? Yeah, he catches out Hazet as well, the sniper. Italy have played out perfectly, and they have an Uber advantage on last. It was just a really bad Uber from Lithuania, really sloppy, and Sorix in behind, causing chaos, and the flank pushing in as well from Big Door.
Sorix has 2 dominations right now, so he's doing a lot of work for Italy, and yeah, I mean, it just seems to be a series of poor Ubers. Neutronus has been dropped 2 or 3 times already in this match. It's not very fun if your demo constantly is out, and Sprayer is out of position here. Sorix on one side, Flu on the other, does get taken down, and Italy just going to swamp onto the point again and make it 2-0. And Lithuania were in control for a long portion of that round, but in the end, just got pushed all the way back to their last. I'm going to quickly go over the rest of the roster, Hildreth, before we move on. So as I was saying, Ceejaey is on Engineer, and he's a player that's been around since the Highlander Challenge movie. If you ever watched that movie from Cube, he is in that, playing for Ceejaey, or whatever the team name was. He's not more known as a sniper, he's playing Engineer. Sprayer is on Medic, Neutronus jumps into Choke again and dies. Hazit is on Sniper, and Funky is on Spy, and Sprayer goes down as well. So after seeing his demo jump in, Hildreth, Sprayer decided to walk up there into the demo and also die. And somehow Lithuania are winning the mid-fight anyway.
I don't know, like, well, the thing about that was, from Sprayer's perspective, even though his demo died early, the other demo was weak and his soldier got a good bomb and killed the 2 people that were up there. I didn't actually see how he died, so he probably thought top right was still safe. I don't know why Neotronus is trying to do that. Right, it's just I won't sugarcoat it. It's just stupid. He's just dying every middle, doing nothing.
I just have to give a nice shout out to Justice there, who got 5 kills in that mid fight. 5 kills, and then he whipped a sentry to death. So he pretty much won his team that mid fight. And Sprayer does have an uber advantage here. Still running that minigun. He's at 50%, and Mex is only at 30. So that early death actually helped him out, as he's going to spawn earlier than Mex, giving him that uber advantage. No Fen and no Bez, they are just respawning now for Italy, so Pyro and Sniper will be up for the defense. But, you know, this uber advantage is kind of diminishing. Italy seem to be building it slightly faster, and it makes you wonder if Lithuania are going to take that into account. They're trying to walk in through river here, and they need to start moving now if they want to take... Oh, but look at Sketis! He's trying to walk into water. Oh no, he gets dropped. Really, really bad. Having a Pyro on this last point is absolutely huge, but they are getting the frags, Hildreth. They picked up 3 already, including the demo and the sniper and the heavy. 5 players left alive for Italy, but only 4 for Lithuania. Nobody on the point, and it does look like the Italians are going to hold this. There's a mini sentry in river, and it takes down the Pyro.
This is very brave. Soldier and Scout and Medic alone on the point, but no, Sorex, come back and cap. Yeah, that's it. He's got to trust his team here to deal with that, because the spawns will come in. Okay, he chases off that frag. That'll do, and yeah,
you can't tell him not to go for the frag. I mean, it's
it's good. It's fine.
It's like trying to keep a dog on a leash.
It didn't cost them anything. It didn't cost them another full spawn, but they do get forced with this Uber by Sketis. Neotronus jumps out big door. The demo man's gone to big door to try and chase frag, as he's kind of lost position, but
Sorex picks up Sprayer there. 6 kill streak, just runs in, takes down the medic. So Italy just kind of that's probably, despite Sketis doing a great job there and forcing the Uber, they actually did a lot with the Uber. So I'm not going to say it's the first good Uber we've seen so far in this game, but they actually made use of it going forward and picking up the medic there. So Italy just seem to be in much more control of this game at the moment.
They seem to be having better Ubers. But the thing that they seem to be doing the best is when Lithuania push in. They're punishing the bad Ubers from Lithuania. Even though they got forced there, like early with Sorex, they were able to get their Uber on Sorex, and he was able to take that in and get the frag on Sprayer. Get them. Well, he did get them the super advantage that they have now. But the thing is that not all of their Ubers have been super smooth and successful. It's just that they've been able to punish bad Ubers from Lithuania a lot more than Lithuania have been able to punish them.
Yeah, we do have another pause here. It looks like it was Bez, who's not been in the game, the sniper for Italy, who's also the captain, I should say. Sprayer is the captain of Lithuania, but Bez seems to have timed out from the game, so I'm assuming that's what this pause is about, waiting for him to get back in here. Italy obviously have that sort of 50% advantage, but it's unlikely they're going to want to push on that advantage with their sniper dead. But yeah, so you're saying they're having the better Ubers. Do you think that's the only difference between these two teams at the moment? Because Lithuania have had a couple of good mid-fights. They've won the last 2. But they just haven't been able to seal the deal pushing into last. So what's missing from them? Is it just the fact that their Ubers aren't very good at the moment? Or you know, are there specific players not getting the frags?
I think Neotronus is having a very poor game. It doesn't seem to be very effective in any Ubers or sort of fights in general. I mean, he has been picking up points, but you know, here and there, but the sort of scraps, nothing really big, and he's dying a lot. I mean, when they lost the rounds, it was kind of like defensively they were sort of all over the place in terms of positioning. Obviously, their communication must be a bit whack, and they're not quite clear on their roles. You know, because organised teams, as you all know from playing in a very organised team yourself, they'll have set roles, you know, where to stand here, what to do if somebody goes on the point, you know. People know where they're meant to stand, but with Lithuania on last, they're just messed. They were like, everyone dived into water. Neotronus goes off, and I think he gets picked, and he's like not sticking top left. Then, you know, Sprayer's left alone on top left. Sprayer's like dropped on the floor and has to run into Sneaky to stay alive, and he just sits there. there's just sort of no control over the entrances, that sort of thing. Like, it wouldn't happen in a top team, because a top team will have a player responsible for an area and they'll know their jobs and they'll know how to talk to people. But I guess it's always really a teamwork aspect. You have to look at that in terms of defending last. I mean, you can make mistakes pushing. You can have trash Uber after trash Uber, but if you can't defend, you're going to lose. And they can't defend at the moment, Lithuania.
Yeah, that is something that always seems to come into play in these Nations Cups, whether it's 6v6 or Highlander. There always seems to be that question mark over the ability of the teams to synergize in a short period of time. Obviously, you know, some teams, if you're talking about a general Highlander team or a 6v6 team, you have a lot of time to prepare. You have scrims, you have map talks, you have demo reviews, whatever it is that you do to prepare for the season. You do that before the season, you do it during the season. However, at the moment, obviously, there is a 6v6 season going on. There are UGC Highlander seasons. People have other commitments, and the Nations Cup isn't really at the forefront of some of these players' minds. So perhaps they've not had as much time to prepare and, you know, kind of associate themselves with specific roles as they would in a normal team. So that is usually a question, and it does come down to, you know, how much of these players played with each other over the course. We are sort of, week 3 into this competition. This is the final group game, so you'd like to think by this point teams have started to build up a bit of a rapport with each other and kind of understand how to play and maybe have talked about the map a little bit. But it does seem that Italy. I mean, one thing I'm going to point out is that the demo man, who's Capicanga on the in game at the moment, but is Adrenaline the demo. He's got 49 points, and you know, ignore the time. We have been paused for a while. It's been less than 15 minutes. He's got 49 points, which is just behind his medic. Sorix has got 3 dominations, and Fluo's got 2 dominations. So those are the flank players plus the demo. Just seem to be doing a hell of a lot of work, and they're obviously very strong sixes players, but on a map like 5CP, as Gullywash is, if those players are doing well for you, then you know it's very easy for the rest of your team to kind of fall into place. And just seems that Italy just seem to be a little bit more coordinated. I mean, talking about Ubers, we saw Neutronus has been dropped 2 or 3 times in the Lithuanian Ubers, and in that final one where they tried to push into last, it was Sketis the Pyro, and as we all know, Pyro can be pretty strong on a map like this, where you can just push the people off the point, as we saw Fen doing earlier for Italy. So, I mean, what do Lithuania need to do? Like, you know, there is a pause at the moment. You know, Italy is struggling to get their sniper back in, perhaps, and this is a chance for Lithuania to maybe talk strats. Like, what would you be telling your team right now to try to sort it out?
Okay, first of all, I'll take your point on the fact that they haven't been together in scrim, and that's like, you can't be too hard on teams with their teamwork, I suppose, when you make that point. But you know me, I'm a very harsh man. That's the kind of
you pull no punches, Hildreth. It's what I like you for. It's what you're here for.
So
you know?
This next statement you enjoy, or maybe perhaps some of their players should get out of Twitch chat and focus on the game. Perhaps that might help. It's a pet hate of mine. If you're in a pause, like, people are just sitting there in Twitch chat. I guess it's a boring pause, but like, just stick with your team. You know, you got a game to play. I like there's a certain American player that did that in this season, who will remain unnamed. Like, for Chess Club, I think you can all guess by now. His team were losing to your team, and he was just like in the chat saying, "This team is low platinum at best." Like, Jesus Christ, get in the game and sort it out. Stop trying to protect your ego. Play the game. But no, I will not be too hard on the Lithuanian guys. It's just kind of a case of refocusing on the like, calm it down. Maybe they have to play a little bit slow, but just sort of organise people. Take it play at a time. I mean, they're not like playing badly. They're just, but because they're now behind in the game, it could potentially get worse and more scrappy because they're forced to take more risks. I just think they just sort of need to calm it down for a couple of minutes. You know, like, if Italy are going to play the stalemate, just play the stalemate, you know? Like, for a few minutes. You've got time, but here they're going in, they're Ubering in. So what they want here is a mistake from Italy.
You do pick up a couple of players here, though, but Zilis does go down. Backstab comes in onto Dingo, and Italy have just pushed back and picked up 3 frags of their own. Adrenaline has gone down, and Lithuania aren't going to end this fight. They have their combo players alive. Neutronus wants to keep going forward. In comes Link. Oh, gets piped by Neutronus. Takes down the spy. So it does look like Lithuania is somehow going to win this fight. Sorix is on the ground on the mid fight, and he's just surrounded by players. He picks up Zilis, and he's actually still alive. Can he pick up any more? Hazit is there. He doesn't manage to get him. Takes a meat shot, but Sorix there just doing his best to stay alive. But I agree with what you're saying. Lithuania perhaps just needs to be a little bit more clinical in their Ubers. That perhaps wasn't as clinical as it could be, but you know, it got a bit scrappy and they won it. They're in control of the midpoint now. They can dictate the flow of the game. And like you said, wait for a mistake, but no, in they come with another Uber. Sketis gets dropped again. So a lot of it's going to fall onto Neutronus and Ibo to get something done. They get a dispenser pick and a soldier pick, but that's about Hildreth, and I don't know, advantage goes into the hands of Mechs and the Italians.
Yeah, the previous one they just pushed in with equal Ubers and they're able to sort of scare Italy out. That's when the pause came in. Italy had to drop player, but this Uber from Italy, it's got the combo classes down. There's a back cap on some of the Lithuanian players behind. There's a mini as well, and I don't think they're going to be able to block this. It's a very well coordinated back cap. They may have taken the combo out, but their flank were crushed. Fluo in the lobby has managed to pick up 2 very, very key skills.
Wow.
Kills. That's going to protect him. He dies to fun keep, but he's done his.
Adrenaline had some huge stickies. He's just sticky. Oh my word! He is literally spawn camping right now.
Smart play. Like he knew that that there were going to be spawns when their soldier got those kills. He knew that last was safe. So, and they did have control of the territory over their spawn, so that's actually quite a smart play.
Very smart by him. He picks up the key frag, getting the medic, and then just takes that space, sees the spawn door, few stickies, and jobs are good. But Lithuania still control this midpoint. Spray is at 50% Uber here, so same as Mechs, equal Ubers. So Lithuania still have something to say about this. These guys just walking in. What's he doing? Is he going to get the med pick? Mex is so weak. Mex goes down to like 2 HP. Has to run all the way back into lobby. And Adrenaline's followed him. This guy just walks in through choke. He's like, you know what? I'm taking matters into my own hands. Just Uncle Danes it with the shotgun and just runs in there. And Lithuania are going to take this second point off of the back of that.
I've been watching this guy. He's very ballsy, and I like that as an NG on 5 CP. I mean, I know Ceejaey's not here to talk about engineer every 5 minutes, but it's kind of like, unless you're in a defensive situation, which you kind of failed at, he stayed on minis the whole time, you can throw your life away.
Yeah, the Uber has come in here on top. Dingo goes down, but Sketis once again is dropped out of the Uber. Spray is caught between a rock and a hard place. He's trying to get out and isn't going to be able to do that, as Sorix just comes in for the clean up, picks up 2 with the help from Adrenaline. Neutronus is going to be the next one to go down, and Lithuania find themselves with 2 players alive, and Adrenaline's starting to think, do I go for the spawn camp again? But there is a pyro up. Sketis, having been the first to die in that exchange, is already at mid, and a lot of forward spawns actually.
Well, that's a classic example. Lithuania will be setting up for this Uber advantage, pushing to mid. But it's a classic example of what I was talking about when you like slowing the game down, because it was equal Ubers again, and they just elected for an equal Uber push into last and gully. And Italy were ready, they were set up for it, and they counter Uber, chased into lobby, got a load of frags. PG-13 stream. And
this is a happy Christian stream, please no cursing.
Yeah, sorry, and I'm not sorry. And they clean them up and they've got second, and now I actually, if they're not pushing here, I respect this decision, because they are 2-0 up. So.
Sorry, I just have to laugh at Funky for all the frags that he goes for. He picks up Sorix, and you know what? That's cool. Like, you know, just take down the guy who's doing the most damage right now. Instead, just a couple of frags come in for Italy, take down the spy and the engineer, Ceejaey. But I mean, like, I agree with what you're saying there. So Lithuania, you were saying during that pause, we had half the game to go. They're 2-0 down. Okay, so you know you have to take the ball into your own court and just do something with it. You have to actually put the pressure on. Italy are under no pressure to actually get any rounds on the board. But Lithuania just seem to be just going for these Uber versus Uber push, and they're not doing it on any sort of advantage. And I don't mean just an Uber advantage, I mean like a player or a pick advantage.
It worked twice pushing to mid and second, but Italy have, so I don't see blame them for trying it, but Like they've got to recognise sometimes, you know, when it's equal Uber v Uber, you know, you can't get wiped. You have to be smart in your positioning. Like, you lose a couple of players, yes, but be able to defend second at least. But we've just missed an entire fight, Ceejaey, and it's all gone wrong for Lithuania.
It's exactly the same thing happening again. Let's push, and then, you know, Italy counter, and, you know, with all due respect, Italy seem to have the better DMers right now. When you've got Sorex and Fluo and Adrenaline just dealing out so much damage and getting the frags, they're winning these scrappy fights.
Yep.
And if you put yourself in that situation, then it is going to come down to DM. And at the moment, Italy are out DMing Lithuania. Lithuania just need to get that advantage. Play it slow. Get your sniper in choke. Get a pick. Get a medic pick. Get a demo pick. Then working it through that. Like, do something smart and slow. There's what, just under 10 minutes left to go. That's more than enough time to get some rounds on the board. But if they keep doing these Uber versus Uber pushes and not getting an advantage, then they're just going to be slowly pushed back, because Italy just wait. They're just sitting there waiting for the Uber to come in, countering it and winning the fight. So basically Lithuania doing the opposite of what you suggested in the pause, Hildreth.
Yeah, and, well, Italy this time going for a push. Neotrinus is way disconnected from Sprayer, who's in lobby, so there's like nobody defending. Sprayer's counter even on the scout. He's got a pyro to help him. Oh, Adrenaline shouldn't. Almost gets caught out there. Yeah, it's
Wow,
and Sprayer's got. It's just, they're all over the place there. Lithuania, Neotrinus is alone on second. They have Uber. There's just like communication problems all over the shop.
That would have been absolutely fine. Oh no, Funky! No, Funky jumped from top. Tried to jump down onto the medic and get a backstab, Assassin's Creed style, but he craters and doesn't manage to get the kill. I was going to say the counter Uber there from Sprayer onto Zilis was actually a good one, and just soloing that Uber on the scout, they could have done so much, but they didn't go balls deep, they didn't chase, and that meant Adrenaline survived and everyone else came in, the respawns came in through choke, and that allowed Italy to just kind of flood in, Bez, to get that space to get 2 headshots. So again, it just seems to be these Ubers just aren't working very well.
Yeah, I mean, that was more of a case of sort of miscommunication. There's no need for Neo to die there on loan. Like, it could have gone either way. Like, they could have been out defending choke with him, or Neo could have been in lobby. You know, either way, I mean, it's hard to put a blame on one player. It's just a sort of team thing. Just not on the same wavelength, Sprayer and his demo man. And just sort of as a team, their counter Uber as well was really poor. But Italy, they actually don't have to go for the point here. They can just play slow. You see they've got a scout trying to go water. There's a heavy there though, so he's trying to fight the heavy. He's actually picked him up, Sorex. There's a pyro there now. He's been forced onto the point. That he should be able to defend the point. But Neo's sort of left his medic on top left with an NG, so it does open up the potential for a sack play on the medic.
Oh no. Sorex just baited Lithuania into water.
Neo's dead again.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
oh wow.
Continue.
No, that's fine. Italy and both Lithuania and Italy losing plays here. I was just going to say, Sorex just played it so smartly. He ran towards the point and then ran away, and that baited the sniper down, which he got the kill on there. But Lithuania are trying to push out here. Do actually get the cap. Zilis dies for it as Adrenaline comes back in with his medic, who does have Uber, but does get that cap. So 3 alive for Lithuania. They are getting respawns. Yeah, they're going to get respawned. So that's a very strong cap there.
They're just all over the place. Like, oh, there's spy on point. Spy on point. I think they should be able to block it. Oh, Sprayer's Ubered. Oh, there he's Ubered first, but a drop. Oh, Mia, you. Oh dear me, that gives Lithuania a lifeline. This Pyro tried to get on the point there, but it was quite out. Neo's hitting some stickies. He might be dying a lot, but he's done the damage in this push, and they can push out now. Lithuania. There's only 2 alive. It's just Fleur on Riverside at the moment. He could have gone for last though. It's just a sniper and a spy. Like, oh, the scout was there as well. Okay, he's going for last now. Or he's just sort of sitting on last. Riverside. They know he's there behind them with a dispenser. Funnily enough, they do have to kind of deal with him and Sorex, who are behind in lobby, before they should think about making the mid push. But they're kind of just trusting their players behind to deal with them and pushing into mid. It's a very risky strategy. Sniper's got a good position as well. No one's pressured him as of yet. Zilis goes down.
It's a risky strategy, but it seems to be working. You even look at the heavy. Heavy seems to be disconnected.
Oh, there's a flank by Dingo.
Dingo. He's gonna go for the Thomas out place. Spray has gone down, drop down, and Dingo instead takes the 1v1
Oh
versus
my god,
the
why
sentry.
is Sprat here? This is an absolute mess. Why is he here?
Dingo's winning. Dingo takes down Justice as well. The flank heavy from behind. Eastguy is going to be the next one on his agenda. Can he take him down? Eastguy versus Dingo. Eastguy has a mini sentry to help him, and the Uber is used by Sprayer.
He's still there.
He's gonna kill him.
Oh my god, Dingo. That's, you know what, I feel like asking Mookie to return some of his donation. That was so good.
Dingo is a champ, and that was a... Oh. I don't know what to say, Hildreth.
I mean,
the Uber's
look at this
used by
Uber.
Italy. Yeah.
Uber from Italy. It's a soldier in Pyro Uber. They're just kind of using it for ground. It's kind of faded. This Pyro is weak, but a good headshot onto the heavy damages and forces him inside. They've got control of the choke point, I hope. So they should be able to pick up this cap, get your combo in position. Yeah, they're going to defend it, Lithuania. They kind of have to, feeling the pressure of the clock. It's risky, it doesn't seem to be working. They're running into Dingo.
Oh man, Dingo just walks in. He's got like 5 kills.
It's just Spray.
Oh my word. He just walks, he just stood on the slide door and just gunned down anyone who got close. So the rest of his team's capping and just kind of chilling around, and he just gunned everyone who was in lobby. And he's pretty much just won his team. There you go. Wow, that's going to be... I just can't wait to see Adrenaline's damage stats. He gets the sword kill.
Like that push, okay, I understand Lithuania were, they were playing the clock, but they're just all over the place. When they pushed out the last, the middle, it was just like, it was an extended fight because they pushed out last. There was a guy in river keeping 3 people back. A spy had picked their heavy who for some reason was trying to walk alone on the flank. And then they pushed into mid and Sprago's dropped down, he's completely left alone. It's just a mess, complete mess.
Looks like Lithuania have taken their side this time. Neutronis taking a more safe approach and has got decent damage onto the Italians. They're all stuck in big door. Sketter's getting so aggressive now. He is going to get so much damage onto Dingo. Takes him down. He's going to be chasing the medic. Mex is very, very weak. Skettis is still alive behind enemy lines. The medic actually runs towards him and almost gets taken out there. But 3 alive for Italy. Lithuania are very, very aggressive. They're already in lobby. Neutronis is here taking a lot of the heals. Trying to take this space. Lithuania definitely starting to step up into the next gear at least for this round. Maybe a little bit too little too late. With only 2.5 minutes left on the board and 3 rounds to win. And Italy can just chill on last now. They're under no pressure. This is pretty much game 1, and Uber does come in through the riverside, but it's just juggled to all hell by Adrenaline, and he is actually going to survive here. He takes down Ibo.
Spray just dropped it to go for the cap. Fair enough. I mean, Mex was kind of was milking it. It's taking a big risk there, I guess, milking the Uber for so long, but it kind of pays off in the end. It doesn't matter. They've won the game.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to say it's a comedy of errors that in that last round. I don't know what happened. Sort of, there was a spy on the point. And you think, okay, the spy should get cleaned up, but for some reason Sprayer uses his Uber onto his demo man to kill a spy on the point. And then somehow Neutronis he drops Mex, so he ends up saving his team the round in that position, pushing out, and then there's just Dingo going huge on mid, taking down the medic with this ninja play. I don't know, it's just very, very scrappy. Looking here now, wow, double backstab coming in from Link. Takes down Sprayer and Ibo. Italy had to use their Uber there, but it doesn't matter. Sprayer did go down. He's in a 10-second respawn with 2 of his colleagues. And Italy might even get another round on the board here. They've just got over a minute to get all the way to last. They're in control of mid with an Uber advantage, Hildreth. I mean, if it's 3-0, 4-0, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be quite a convincing win for Italy, but would you say that's a fair result? I mean, having seen the whole game?
Yeah, they've Italy been the better team. Cleaner Ubers, Adrenaline, Sorek's been absolutely pounding. I mean, I haven't really been looking at. It's not really been a game for snipers. Bez, as you can see, even though he's one of the sort of more experienced Italian players, he's not. He's just kind of sitting at the bottom of the screen. In fact, he goes down again. He's probably helped by the fact of how disorganised the game is in general. But Italy.
Well, he did get disconnected from the pause. Remember, he
Oh
timed
yeah.
out. So
Okay, fair enough.
maybe his score got reset.
Oh, you're such a saint defending these players when I'm trying to trash talk them.
Well, actually, just looking at Italy, they're all in on last. They're all on the point, and Dingo was left to cap, and Justice just came in and killed him. So Justice saving his team now. 2 seconds left. Italy would have had that under wraps. They had like 3 or 4 players on the last point ready to cap. But Justice kills the player capping second, so it doesn't happen. So it is just going to be a 3-0 for Italy on this first map. We do have 2 maps for you tonight. It is 2 different maps. So obviously, we've seen Payload, we've seen CP Steel in week 2, Attack Defense. We're going to see 5CP and Product as the final map of this group stage. But what do Lithuania need to do now? Like, going into Product, going into a different style of map. You know, it is similarly DM based, but it is a different, it is a different flow to the game compared to 5CP. What do Lithuania need to do to kind of get their heads out and try and get 3 points out of this?
Well, it's a cough map, as you mentioned, so there's 5CP is very much territorial map in terms of how you play it. You can see a lot of the disorganization is down to, well, one, lack of being prepared, but two people position is just sort of people are too split up. They've got people taking fights too far apart on the map. Their team's been kind of split up, that sort of thing. That's what 5CP is kind of. When you're pushing, you gotta push on sync. You gotta play territory, that sort of thing.
Just taking a sorry, carry on.
And I think in this map, poor Ubers will be better rewarded in terms of. I mean, Pyros can do more to deny, but snipers will have more of a chance to dominate. When there's a bad Uber from one team or another, they have more of an opportunity to get frags because of the distance between the flank and the combo is a lot less. And obviously, teams are always pushing, and even though pushing is difficult, it's not as hard as it is to push on Gully Wash. So you can, because that's the way the map is designed. In the game, but it's just about Neo Trueness needs to stop dying. Albo needs to play more with his combo and stop splitting off and getting picked in useless positions.
Yeah, we can take a look at the stats here, and if you are looking at them yourself, don't be confused by the 38 minutes. It is just a 30-minute game, as we did have the pauses. That's what makes up the 8 minutes. So in 30 minutes, Sorix got 46 kills, Adrenaline got 45 kills, and Fluo got 36. So the 3 players who had some pretty high numbers on the board. Mex had about 120 odd points by the end of the game. Those kind of sixes classes just absolutely dominating there. Sorix on the flank with Fluo, just picking up 70, 80 frags between them, and Adrenaline on the demo there, going 45 for 13. He hits a lot of damage, but he still gets out damaged by Sorix. So
I mean, when you look at those stats, everyone looks at the frags and the damage, but the thing about it is what you really have to look for is the death count. Because if you're alive, if you die 13 times and your opponent dies 23 times, that's 10 deaths. That's 15 seconds per death. On average, that's like that's 2.5 minutes more that he's alive, plus the time that he spends disconnected, moving from spawn. There's more time for their players to move. And when your medics died 4 times and compared to 15, and your demo man's died 13 times compared to 23, and the scouts as well is important as well. Although Sorix's deaths aren't that low, Sorix was just beasting it in that game. But just from the combo classes perspective, they were just alive more, and they were able to do more because they were alive more.
It's a pretty basic math. If you're alive more, you're in the game more, and you can do more damage and get more kills.
Sometimes Ceejaey, you can be alive and not do very much. I call that the Hildreth syndrome. Where you're at least alive, and all you're really doing at best is slowing people down, spamming people.
Yeah, at least you're turning up,
Well, yeah, but it's in the case of Neotrinus, he was just dead far too much to be effective in the game. Like, I'm sure he could do a lot more if he was alive more, but he was just dead all the time. Like his middles, for example, were just two of them where he just jumped up right, just stupid play. And then I don't know. I expect Bella have higher standards, but just and getting dropped from Ubers and overextending and all sorts. He just
I mean, I think
if
there
he's
were
alive,
some crazy
he gets
plays
damage.
out of him.
If
there were
he's
some
alive,
crazy
he
plays.
does more. Simple.
Yeah, true. I mean, he does do nearly he does like 100 DPM less than Adrenaline, and he dies 10 more times, and nearly half the kills. So you kind of say one side of it, you can say, okay, he had some crazy plays there, especially at the mids, had some interesting rollouts and getting far too aggressive, perhaps on a couple of them. But at the same time, he was dropped by Sprayer a few times during the Ubers, and it must be frustrating from his point of view as well to think, okay, I can do a lot with this Uber and I'm dead. And then you have to watch the rest of your team try to, do the best with the Uber. But
it's like you can point to him. It's not entirely his fault. But it's not entirely Sprayer's fault. It's a team thing. As a demo man,
it's a communication. Yeah.
Well, as a demo man, their Ubers were trash anyway. So at the very, very, very least, if you're having Ubers and they're ineffective, keep your combo players alive after the Uber, and just set up defensively. And they were doing that to begin with. But when they were stuck on last a couple of times, they attempted to repush. After the Ubers, they were losing combo players. So then their combo players were just so split up as well. And that's how they lost the first round. Like their heavy was in Pyro, were just trying to defend water. Sprayer was alone in top left. Neotrinus was either dead or he was trying to push main or something. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure of where he was. But that was the situation. They were all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, just one more shout out, I guess, or highlight Justice there getting 34 kills for Lithuania. Well. So he was the top fragger for his team.
It was a bright spark for an otherwise very damp and dark performance from Lithuania.
Well, I was going to say, he was probably the bright star for his team. Zilis and Neutronus, they had their moments as well. They did pretty well. But who else? I mean, this is my opportunity, giving you a platform to say who on the Lithuanian team needs to step up on this map and really start to perform to make a difference.
Well, I've already mentioned Neo needs to stay alive more, but Albo at 999, I wasn't impressed with his play as a heavy. Again, he's just sort of very ineffective in the game, so I want to see more from him and their Sniper and Spy. Oh, good start.
Yeah, Neutronus there was so much faster to mid, but gets headshot there, but Hazit responds by taking down Bez. So, oh wow, so Adrenaline goes down there. He practically walked to mid, actually. Not a very good rollout from him, and he's dead slightly later than the opposing Dimmerman. So it does look like Lithuania are getting on the point. Sketch is very aggressive, trying to get some cap time and push people off the point, but Italy start to walk together as a unit. Fen now being baited by his team almost. But there we go, Sorix and Fluo getting the heals and starting to walk forward. And they're practically wrapping around them, Hildreth.
I just see watching Albo just getting baited by the engineer with mini sentry. He's just shooting the Engi's mini sentry and it's getting repaired the entire time. Sprayer's just hightailing out of there. I all feel bad for Sprayer, when he hits a heavy with that small brain power, there's not much you can do. You're healing this guy and he's just shooting a mini sentry. Not their combo. What is this? When did they pick this guy up? Did they just found him in a pub somewhere in Kaunas or Vilnius?
I don't know. I mean, Lithuania has had a good history of some strong players, but with the likes of Hui and Evoke and all those players moving on, but Lithuania here actually recaptured a point. Best there getting a headshot onto Ibo the heavy, so he's gone down for a little bit longer. Justice, wow, almost dies it, down to 18 HP. I think he got a headshot in mid-air as he tried to jump. Sorix goes down to a pipe from Neutronus, so that's the big damage dealer down for Italy, and Lithuania is starting to get a little bit of a fit in this game now. They are in the lead. Funky getting the Ambassador out, using it while it is still not nerfed to shit, excuse my language, and takes down the Sniper Bez. So Lithuania holding their own at the moment.
Yeah, Hazard seems to be he's only got one pick, but Bez is kind of dying a bit more, so Hazard seems to have a free reign, and they're kind of playing scared of him at the moment, Italy. Lithuania are able to sort of bring this clock down off the back of having Hazard up. They all just sort of hide, even though they have Uber. And this is interesting because this is a game of time, and they're way less aggressive on this map than on as we have another pause. They're way less aggressive on this map than they were on Gully Wash, and it's a game of time, which I find is really weird. Like, if this next Uber push works out for them, I'll eat my words. But just like the fact that they've sort of sat there and done nothing for 20 seconds, even though they've 30 seconds they've had numbers to push, is a bit strange. There you go. But it's good for Lithuania. Like, this positions are way better. If you even look at the pause, can help you see Abo's 909's playing the cliff. Spray is sort of by the dispenser. He's got a pyro with him. He can put heals on his sniper and his demo man. His pyro can protect him from, and then heavy can protect him from bombers and spies. It's a good sort of solid combo defensive position that Lithuania have here. And they've got a flank of scout and soldier and spy sort of all together on the right. They're not sort of in the best position in concrete because they're scared of the sniper, I assume. But they're at least they're together. They can work together and hold the flank.
Yeah, as the pause just does come unpause now, as Italy get aggressive here with their Uber, just soloing it on a demo man and backing off. It's just really well denied there by Sketis, taking the Uber for himself on the Lithuanian side, and Italy just take no ground. They get no cap time. Lithuania is still in control. Hazit takes down Sorix. So again, Sorix just getting focused quite hard here. But wow, backstab comes in from Link, takes down Funky, and a couple of players go down here from the Italian combo, taking down the Lithuanian players. And it does look like if Italy are going to walk forward and capture this point now.
The classic.
It was very interesting. The nothing came from the Uber, and then just DMing, it's like slow pushing it there. Italy managed to get up enough frags to just walk forward. So they're back into this game now, in control of the point, and now it's Lithuania's turn to try and break this hold.
I don't know, Lithuania complete control, get these Uber pop. They try and chase it, but they don't get too much success with their counter Uber. But that's fine. You're controlling the point. Just reset your position. Instead, they tried to fight on the point, and they got punished for it. And look, this Uber's come in. They've lost their demo man, going way too aggressive again. A good position from Albo, but he's still going to get focused down. But this is what I mean. They managed to get some frags Italy with this Uber, so it's worked a lot for them. And this is where the pause happened. But when Lithuania had that Uber, they weren't successful in getting frags. But then they sort of tried to fight them on the point rather than behind the point in a defensive position. They lost from there.
Yeah, it seemed kind of weird that players were jumping in when they could have just walked forward with Uber to try and deal damage. Remember, when you're in control of the point, your spawn times are much longer, so just trading could have been a good... But Ceejaey there going balls deep again, and he takes down Adrenaline, so that's no demo man for Italy, and that could open a doorway for Lithuania to try and poke something through here. Neutrono's taking a lot of heals, starting to walk forward. Sprays at 70% Uber here. Mex there, almost getting stabbed. He's at 100%, but they do lose their Pyro. Bez going down as well to Zilis, who was at the cause of the pause earlier, but he is back now. And the Uber comes in on Sorix. Neutronis is so very weak. Sprayer is only at 95%. Ibo doing his best, trying to stay alive, but he's not able to against all of those Uber players. But now Lithuania have a chance to push forward with their Uber of their own onto Zilis. Fleur is extremely weak. Sorix is in behind enemy lines as well. And Sorix is just cleaning up the non-Ubered players. Lithuania are walking forward the Uber, and they're just letting a scout kill them from behind.
Yeah, he's managed to kill a couple of people, but ultimately he was killed by the pyro before he could do any more damage. And it's allowed Lithuania to recap, not enough to worry about him behind, because Italy's combo was separated, so they couldn't reorganise and repush. But they are reorganised and repushing right now. They got their sniper on cliff. And they've got a minute to work with. No real Uber advantage. This is where you want to see a team dry push, kind of. And this Italy is sort of poking away, but Lithuania have this position going behind the point. Fairly decent, not as good as the one they had before, but it's good enough for the run. Italy are just waiting for you, but I don't like this really. I'd prefer that they try to be aggressive in some manner.
Yeah, no one seems to be
dead.
taking any risks, and yeah, there you go. Dingo's dead, so he's down for another 7-8 seconds. And Sorix actually gets body shot there by Hazit, so no scout in this Uber. Neutronus is going to take a lot of the Uber. Sketis just pushing away, and Neutronus jumps in really deep here.
Why?
Not sure why. Your team's got the point. You don't need to get the frag. You just need to control the point. But he does take down Adrenaline, so I'll eat my words there. He got a decent amount of damage. But Italy are going to try to dry push now. They've got 2 seconds left on the clock, and they are managing to get onto the point. But Lithuania are trying to repush this, and Ibo picking up 2 kills there. Starts to turn it on a little bit. Zilis as well. Just trying to control that point and get that cap time down. But Sprayer went down there, Hildreth. I'm not sure how he died. Did you see what happened?
No, I think he got caught out by Pyro's Wheat is saying, and in the end, the fast spawn waves you were talking about earlier have come into play in that fight. Neotrinus' decision to jump there completely meaningless. He might have got a frag with Adrenaline, but that's a big pick by Funky. That's going to take away the heals. They could repush this with heals and take the round, but I disagree with Neotrinus' death there. But I'll explain more in the post round as Lithuania pushing in for the round with their heal advantage. Can they make it count?
Wow, Neutronus there. Sorry, Neutronus gets down the sentry, which makes some space for Justice. He picks up 2 kills, the demo and the soldier there. So he's trying to make some space. Does get taken down by Sorix. Italy are in control of the point, but they're losing so many players. There's 3 players left alive. It is just Fen and Mex, and they get taken down.
Perfectly played. They played it slow, took their time, you know, kept their HP up, got some picks and aggressed. Perfectly played by Lithuania on the recap. They do take the first round. So you know what, I'm not going to bring up that point about Neo's death. I'm going to praise him for taking the lead 1-0. He is playing a lot better. Still needs to stop overextending.
Well, he's got nearly 10 points more than anyone else on his team, other than his medic, of course. He gets the mid very early on, and Zilis just walks forward. He takes down the Demo Man. Bez does get a headshot onto Neutronus again, second mid fight in a row, but Zilis responds by taking down Bez. So no sniper or demo for Italy, and Lithuania don't have control of the point. Wow, Funky.
He's got the medic once again. There's 2 medic picks, but Fluo's now onto Sprayer. Oh, he's missed the black box rocket from point blank, but Sprayer misses his saw, and that was like he was very like lucky. Fluo missed like a point blank rocket, but Sprayer was alone and they weren't able to defend him. But Lithuania is still going to pick up their cap, but that was a good equalising pick.
Yeah, but they capped the point there just as Zilis died, so he went from a 7-second respawn to a 15-second respawn. So not having a scout for that amount of time may be some sort of opening that Italy might try to punish here with Fluo, and Fluo jumping really deep here. He's going to contest Justice on the flank now. Justice trying to push him away, and wow, getting absolutely destroyed there. Ibo getting credit for the kill onto the soldier. Italy still trying to push it, just trying to work their way in. It's only sentries dying at the moment. Both teams just playing quite passive, Hildreth. I mean, it's like they're waiting for Ubers rather than trying to take the risks in this downtime in between.
Well, Italy are the ones with the onus to push, and you're right. They're trying to take Ubers and like wait for the Uber. They're putting on some pressure now. Like some of their players went forward and pressure on Neo, but Neo's been healed up. Link's got a pick on Hazard, so there's no sniper for Lithuania. So Bez has some control here, as long as he's not being pressured by anybody. Oh, there's a Uber force from Sprayer. How is this counter Uber? It's going to go onto Sorex. It's solo. It's going to pick up East Guy. The heavy elbows still in behind.
1 HP! Neutronus! Oh, it gets taken down. Sorex gets 4k. I'm
yeah.
excited there.
Yep, like Sorex did everything. Like he got the frag. He got the frag on Sprayer. He backed up to the point. Their team collapsed on the players behind them and cleaned them up before they became a problem. Good play. I didn't see what forced Sprayer earlier there. I guess he was just under pressure. But that was what lost Lithuania the point. But they do have time. Neo makes a massive jump, gets a sticky onto the medic, but Best just picks him out there. I'm not even impressed by that anymore, you know. Air headshot, boring.
It was a pretty sick shot, I'm not gonna lie. Sorix takes his tally up to a 6 kill streak in the meantime, but Italy losing 3 players. Nothing majorly to worry about, but they are on 10-second respawns. That means Lithuania may be able to probe a little bit here. Wow, Adrenaline taking a lot of damage, gets taken down by Funky the Spy, using the Ambassador there to great effect. And that should be the opening Lithuania need. They do have a small disadvantage of about 10%, so if Italy push on the dot here, which they do, onto Sorix, can they chase everybody out? He gets Sketis. Can he pick up any more? Sprayer gets it just in time, and he's able to get out.
Yep, Skess is dying through a cause there, preventing that Uber from going. Sprayer's Uber hasn't really been that effective, but they've picked up some frags. Mini Sentry getting they're funky there, picking up a kill, and that's what they need. Like, there are a couple of players a bit overcommitted for Italy. Lithuania able to clean up, get the frag. They got the medic frag as well. 40% advantage. The way Italy have been playing, they haven't really been dry pushing effectively, so they could lose like 30, 40, 50 seconds over here. But they're going for it. They're rotating to the right side. Adrenaline, yeah, he's going now. He wants to push this. He's putting pressure on the right, and the flank soldiers push up. Neo's gone down as well from the sniper, so some chance for Italy to dry push. Sprayer's almost got Uber. He's going to have to use. He's used on the pyro. It's a solo Uber on a pyro. It's getting blown back by Fen. Here comes the big jump by Justice, but it's not just on the pyro. Doesn't kill anybody really important. So and then the engineer's in as well, and he's giving the saw away to Mex. Full Uber to Italy. That didn't go well for Lithuania.
No, but in comes Zilis. He drops Mex. There is an Uber drop. Zilis comes in and lands a couple of meat shots to take down the medic for Italy. And it does look like they are going to capture this point, perhaps.
Oh, he's angered Sorax. He's angered him. Sorax is mad. He wants some frags now. He's got 3.
They're just unleashing the beast.
Yeah, Sprayer.
I mean it's Sorax versus Neutronus right now. Both players are outscoring their medics, and they're outscoring the rest of their teammates by quite a large amount. So Neutronus just turning up in this game, in this map, and laying down some damage. But
yeah,
Sorax
he's doing damage today.
Picking the frags instead, and he's definitely the players to watch right now. As Italy are in control of the point. 45 seconds left to go for them to get around onto the board. Big bombing. Fluo takes down Zilis, but not much else. And Lithuania may be able to re-push this. They have an Uber advantage, but about 50%, and Mex could get caught out here if they're not careful. Neutronus walking forward, trying to get some damage down, but Mex is really far away with Sorax for company. Lithuania don't get many frags. It's only a pyro kill. And as soon as Mex gets that Uber, I can see into the future. Hildreth, I'm going to say it's going to be an Uber onto Sorax, and then he's going to kill a few things.
Well, potentially, but it's up to the pyro to deny the scout, though. He should be able to do an easy jump.
I can't hear what Hildreth said. I think his mic died again, but it's Lithuania picking up a few frags here. Uber comes into the Sorax. Someone needs to stand on the point, but the pyro just pushes them off.
Oh my god.
Oh, the players were Ubered, and Mex was the person to realise, hang on a minute, we need to capture the point, and I'm Ubered, and just took it off to get onto the point. But no, Sketis just presses that mouse to, pushes them off, and that is 2-0 to Lithuania. They are 1 round away from picking up 3 points, and that would end up this game into a tie, Hildreth, which would mean both teams would be equal at the top of the board, and I'm guessing we'll go to a tiebreaker. So Italy definitely going to have to get 3 rounds in a row here if they're going to change that from happening. Big jump in from Fluo, lands a couple of rockets onto Neutronus, but Dingo goes down quite early onto Funky.
I haven't really seen very much. It's, both teams are kind of mirroring each other in their setup, but aggression from Neotronus. He's put some damage down, separated, so they have the positioning. I think it's because they had a demo man alive and Italy didn't. The big advantage of that is quite plain to see, as shown in that example. And Lithuania pick up the cap again.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you said there. And Uber comes in really far forward. Fluid jumps forward. Adrenaline tries to get something down. Fluid does actually take down the sniper, has it. So there's no sniper for Lithuania for the time being. Dingo is trying to get focus from Neutronus. The demos are back to back and they don't realise Sorax is the one to help out Adrenaline there, picking up Neutronus, so no demo for Lithuania.
Oh, it's so frustrating to watch him. Adrenaline, meanwhile, he's managed to stay alive in that. I wonder how useful that is. Yeah, he's able to get the cap off the bagger. Why is he doing that? It's so dumb. I can't explain how stupid it is. Maybe he expects his team to push over the point with him, but like, he's doing so well, but then he just gives his life away pointlessly. I don't care how good you are. If you just die like that, you're useless.
There's a big couple of frags though. Hazard takes down Sorax and Justice takes down Fluo. So big frags actually, as well as Adrenaline going down. So Italy used this Uber, but it's only going to be used onto Dingo, who's already quite weak. It's not going to get anything done. They do hold on to the point for a little bit longer. It is going to put them into the league, but Dingo surely is going to die here. He's at 13 HP on the point, and it is Ibo who walks forward and picks up the frag.
I mean, they'll get the cap here, but...
I don't know why they popped there.
I think because Neo got headshot by a sniper, I think. Anyway, I'm not 100%. He was kind of weak, but he's gone forward, he's picked up a frag, so... I mean, it's equal Ubers as well, more or less. They should just take this strong defensive position they've had before, which they seem to be setting up. Albo gets on Cliff, it will be perfect. He seems to be waiting for ammo. Neo's on the right, trying to spam the choke that they're pushing through. Big jump in the right behind the flank. This is a clever bomb, synced with adrenaline stickies by Fluo. They're able to wipe out Scout and Soldier for Lithuania. So they've got some flank control, and the Demoman's pushing from there. He's pushed onto Neo. Oh, he's gone way too far, adrenaline, but he's backed up by his team. Sorek's able to back him up. Maybe that's what Neo's waiting for, people to back him up. They've got position. This Pyro's going to die, buys a bit of time. Italy have a chance to repush. Lots of weak players on the flank. Here's the Uber. Justice needs to go flank and pick these weak players, but he's gone kind of really too late. Italy still have control of the point, but there's a fight. It's all over the place, Ceejaey.
It's all over the place. It's turning into chaos. But in this chaos, it does look like Lithuania are the ones coming out on top in that scrappy fight there, picking out 4 or 5 frags just to force the rest of the Italians out. And Sorek's dying early on in that fight was probably the key. Neutronus is quite far on the point, and it's a good point you made there. Maybe Neutronus is just waiting for the rest of his team to walk forward. You know, is it overextender, and is it the rest of his team underextending? You know, that's a point to make. But Spray is at 20% advantage on his Uber here. Bez goes down to Funky, so no sniper for Italy to try and work their way in here. So it's going to be up to the rest of the players to try and get something done. And it does look like they've just been aggressive here. Adrenaline's on the point, laying down a lot of stickies onto the enemy team that gets taken down by Ibo.
No, I've been very harsh on Neo, but Adrenaline's just not made the same mistake there as Neo's been kind of making. But Adrenaline hasn't been picking up a lot of damage or frags in this game like he was in Gully. He was so when even though Neo's overextended, I die there. He hits on the point, but this Uber exchange is down. Demoman down for, or at least out the fight for both teams. Here comes Adrenaline, is back into the fight. He's going forward with stickies. He gets the Pyro down in the end. A big backstab on Dingo, so that's going to help. And is that a conch? Pop?
That is a conch, yeah, used by Fluo. He's all the way on Cliff.
As well, get Sprayer down. That will end Lithuania's resistance in this push. Let's just hope these players don't overextend and die.
Well, I mean, they've got a minute and a half to hold on here, and only 18 seconds for Lithuania. If they manage to recapture this and hold it for 18 seconds, that'll make it 3-0, and that will take the map to them. And so it'll be a mirror of the score on the previous match, which Italy took 3-0 on Gullywash. So lots of pressure. Big jump from Neutronus. Lands a couple of stickies, but then gets taken down. Fluo on a 5-kill streak with that black box. And Ceejaey getting taken down as well. Just a lot of pressure coming in from Italy by anyone, onto anyone who manages to peek their head. So less than 60 seconds now for Italy, and has it there taking down Europa while he was carrying his sentry. So getting that double pointage there, but Bez is going to counter him, take him down, and Italy stronghold.
Suicide. Neo's jumped Cliff. He's kind of no one's really backing him up. He's dead. Scouts in now. He's running looking for the medic. Oh, can he get the force? No, defended in the end. Dingo's kind of weak on point. Wants to heal so badly, but his medic's just sitting there. He runs back. Poor guy. Gonna eat a sandwich.
I have to question the suicides there. Like, if you want to run suicides, you need more than just the 2 players.
Yeah, I agree.
Essentially, you're just baiting Justice and Neutronus. Like, you want other players to go forward there and help them get some damage and distraction. But while Lithuania are in, they use the Uber quite early on here.
Oh,
so
no.
Italy do have a better... and Ibo goes down, gets headshot there by Bez. Drops Getis is on the point, but he's just going to get mulched there. Fluid coming in with the conch. Lots of damage. Spray is down as well. And lots of damage coming down, but it does look like Lithuania is somehow coming back into this. Funky getting a couple of headshots, but Europo's mini-sentry, it's a mini-sentry that could Hildreth, picks up 3 frags, and helps Italy get around on the board. And now Lithuania not so comfortable.
Nope, and it was a close round, but that's when they lost their heavy early, it was very bad, and good timing on that conch as well helped them. And the mini and the heavy staying alive on the right and behind the point as well. Just that extra damage at the end is just too much for Lithuania.
Neutronis is so fast to mid. He's just laying so much damage down into the chokes that by the time Italy get there, they're all tagged. And you know, they're all going to be taking a little bit of damage, but big nice rocket from Fluo lands it right onto the demo's face. But both teams being a little bit apprehensive here, but Bear's opening, I swear, on every mid-fight, he is headshotting Neutronis, taking down that demo man very early on. Italy walk forward, Ibo goes down as well. Italy getting so aggressive here, just trying to get the frags as the Lithuanians try to escape. But they do win this mid-fight, and that was a very comprehensive win there.
I noticed something about, I don't know if this is a contributing factor, but the heals of Sprayer on that mid, and Adrenaline did a weird left rollout, which, to be fair, the sniper on his team, the enemy Lithuanian team should recognise this and counter snipe him there, but Sprayer was only healing his demo. But there's an Uber exchange here, so we'll come back to that point in a bit. Mainly on the Pyro where Sprayer, so not much damage done in the Uber. Dingo recognises this, just stays in his position, spun up, absorbs some damage, and they've able to clean up this aggression. Sprayer survives, but they no hope of pushing for another sort of 10-15 seconds. Spy pick as well on the house by Link. That'll help as well. Going back to that Uber, Ceejaey. That mid fight. Sprayer was just healing his demo man, who was fully buffed and not being focused. The rest of his team were kind of getting spammed and taking damage on the flank and from afar. And when they did push over Adren, they pushed over together, Italy, and they had decent HP. So despite that early damage, it meant very little due to ineffective heals.
I mean, especially seeing as he got headshot, so all of that heals was just taken down. But bit of an opening here as Sorix goes down to Zilis, and wow, Bez starting to turn it on here, gets a couple of kills onto Eskai and Zilis, but the flank, and wow, big damage coming in from Sketis and Justice. The Uber is finally used by Mex, he's so weak, but it's just Fen for company, and the entire Lithuanian team just standing on the point. Fen probably going to die here. Actually sets Justice on fire, he's so weak. That's been put out by his company Pyro, but that's only 1 minute and 23 left on the clock for Italy. That is a huge amount of time to take out, as it does look like we have another pause, but that's a huge chunk of time taken off on that first hold. Definitely putting the pressure onto Lithuania to make a hold of their own. But what's changing for Italy here? What's kind of flipped around? Because Lithuania 2-0 up, we're playing really well. Okay, that last round was very strong. We're very equal coming from both sides, but this round Italy just seemed to be more in control. Like what's changed? Well,
I'm just going to focus on. I'm not going to focus on as well, but I just think there's more teamwork in their play now. Like you saw in that mid fight, the aggression that they used to win it, they all pushed the point together when Neo was out of ammo, so Neo couldn't deny them. I mean, I didn't really look at any of the other. There's too much stuff to capture, you know. You can't look at everything in the game. But yeah, I think that's sort of the primary factor. The way they're organising their pushes are sort of a lot more together. I mean, there will be deathmatch elements to it, but I can't really point to one player because it's impossible to track how well the Bez is doing. For example, maybe I'll just watch him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, just have a look. Take a peek and see what goes on here. I like the fact that during this pause, Justice is at 1 HP. Just behind the rock there. He's crouching by the rock, just probably screaming, please give me an arrow. Please Spray, give me an arrow. Neutronis is also, less than 150 HP if there's a sniper watching somewhere. Sorix can see him. Bez is, I think Bez is in spawn, so he's not probably worried about that. But I do have to say, two players that are kind of standing out a little bit on this map is Sketis and Funky for Lithuania. Sketis is up there with 69 points. He's got 2 dominations, so he seems to be involved in denying a lot of the Ubers coming out of Italy. I mean, considering Italy's Ubers are mostly onto Sorix, if your Pyro's doing well in denying that, then, that's a good thing for your team. But also Funky, the spy for Lithuania, seems to have definitely turned up, and he's hitting his headshots with the Ambi, and he's getting some key picks here and there. So, like you said earlier, there was in a tighter map, you could have more effect on the game because there isn't that much of a divide between combo and flank. But I mean, what would Highlander be without 4 pauses during a cast, Hildreth? I mean, it just wouldn't be the same, would it?
Nope. I mean, didn't expect anything else from the game mode. tonight. Just 18 players on the server. Good utilization of all of TF2's classes. Unfortunately, there's too many. Sometimes some people would say, but I have nothing really to add. Ceejaey, how's your sex life?
Well, I mean, I was going to say, before the cast, you were talking about Tinder, talking about good opening lines on Tinder. So one thing I've thought of, any TF2 related opening lines, Hildreth. You're asking about icebreakers for the girls on Tinder. So what TF2 related chat lines have you got? It can't just be something like, "Hey, I play for Lopander, and we have a flex on our team." Like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work on all of the girls.
It'd probably be something like to do with dispensers, but I don't think you'd ever be very successful using a TF2 pickup line.
Is that a challenge? Is that a challenge?
It's a challenge to you. If you're successful using a TF2 pickup line, then I'll buy you a beer at LAN or something. I mean, I'll probably buy you one anyway.
What if I can do it at LAN in front of you?
Okay, yeah, that's going to be like a fucking crate.
Awesome. I'm going to have to do something along the basis of erecting a dispenser, erecting something else. But the pause is gone now. The pause is gone.
PG-13 stream.
PG-13. Yeah, this is a Christian stream. Let's not forget. But Neutronus goes down there too. The stickies of Adrenaline, and Dingo goes down though to Justice. But Fleur is in behind, causing all sorts of havoc, but gets taken down. Italy do capture the point, Hildreth, as Lithuania just seemed to be distracted by Fleur in behind. Just jumped straight behind, stood around on China, and didn't actually kill anything. He just took the eyes behind it. But Sorix goes down there to Neutronus, getting revenge on the scout, and Lithuania recap this fairly quickly.
Yep. No, I can't really say anything. I didn't see too much of it.
I mean, if you invest so many players into capping the point, then once you've captured that point, your respawns go really, really long, and then the team that is defending now has really fast respawns, and they're just going to recap it. So
sometimes TF2 is a simple game.
It's pretty simple, yeah. I mean, don't lose all of your players when you cap. Sorix is the only person on the cap at the moment, trying to get it done. The Uber comes out from Sprayer onto Sketis, is going to get taken down there by a body shot from Bez, and Italy's counter is coming in. Fen is going on the chase, trying to get something down. Takes down Zillis. Can he take down Esky as well? Esky is on fire. This is heartbreaking to watch. He gets an arrow at the last second. 1 HP arrow. But in all of that, it doesn't matter. Italy capped. This was where the pause happened. I'm not sure what happened. But Justice is trying to recapture this point now. Very, very weak. Waiting for an arrow himself. And the point is being traded back and forth very, very quickly here.
Yeah, because of how chaotic the game is, Neo's again jumping in, trying to chase the medic. Yeah. I mean, I've seen him in Twitch chat, so he obviously doesn't care very much about Lithuania, but that's a big frag by Bez. Sniping spread. Actually, that's got to give Italy a really good chance. I mean, losing your demo man is one thing, overextending, but losing your medic there is just a free cap for Italy. There is some pressure on the medic by the spy, but he doesn't hit anything. He's helped out, but his NG actually did a lot of protecting of him.
That medic frag is so huge now, because Mex has 100% Uber, and Italy have all their players alive. Well, most of their players alive, and they can just kind of sit here as, oh no, Adrenaline! Was that a sticky trap? Takes down Sprayer. Medic goes down for Lithuania once again. Mech still has 100% Luba, but they are dropping players. It goes down, and Link is down. He gets fisted there, crit fisted no less, by Esky. And Italy on the point for Sorix, so he's going to get cleaned up here. Takes down Neutronus for good measure, but is dead himself. And Italy have to be careful. The Uber is used onto Adrenaline. Bez is going to get cleaned up. He's away from our Uber, can't get saved. Italy just need to stand on this point now. Spray is running forward, trying to get Uber source. He takes down Europa with the help from Sketis, but it doesn't matter because Fluo is going to jump in. Some huge rockets, and he's going to level the game 2-2. Who's going to win the final round?
Well, the momentum's definitely with Italy. They're very confident at the moment. I feel like Lithuania, though, they had their momentum stunted by Zillis timing out a little bit, but that losing their demo man and their medic was really what cost them. And we have Kritzkrieg on Sprayer, so they're going for it. They're going to play the Kritzkrieg strat on Viaduct. I think it's probably better. It keeps because Neo's pounding with damage and he keeps dying, so making him a little crit spitch might help their team.
I bet Neutronis has turned around and said, "Listen, Spray, I'm at 87 points. I want to get to 100 before the game's over. Give me some crit streak, baby." He's at 85%. Big jump for Flow. Doesn't matter. He's going to take down the medic anyway, so no crits for you. But Italy lose all of their players except for 2. Adrenaline is there, trying to stay alive. He's the last man alive. Will he survive? He decides, you know what, I'm not going to take on 6 Lithuanians by myself. That is a scenario I do not want to find myself in. Gets out, and Lithuania are going to win the final mid fight. In all of that, Mex did go down as well. So
well, it's one of those Highlander things where like 10 frags happen in 5 seconds. It's so hard to track. Italy dry pushing immediately. Adrenaline's putting pressure on. He's really weak though. Dingo's pushing over the point. He's getting focused by Neo and headshot down by Hazard. And so this is good from Lithuania. They have a good position. They're doing damage. They're working together with their combo. This is what I like to see, you know. So I like to see. Oh, Sorix is going on to Neo here. Someone needs to help him. Oh, I think. Oh, there's a
big backstab from Link. During all of that, Sorix was doing great there, but Link comes in from behind, takes down the medic. And that's going to be a big Uber advantage for Mex. He's still on the regular medigun, so he's going to have an Uber in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I
mean, Link is bottom scoring for Italy right now, but definitely turning up where it matters and getting that huge med pick. Big jump in from Neutronis. He's in. He hits that.
There's a soldier following it arm up and forces the Uber. Justice manages to get him free on the right when everyone's backs to turns, and they do get the Uber force. And they're not going to get too much of it. Yeah, I felt like Neo died on that. Like when he died on point, his team actually baited him that time. Like his heavy just stopped shooting forward and let him die to a scout. So it's not always fault, you know. A couple of players forward trying to look for the medic here. They've died on Italy's side, but they'll be in the fight shortly. So there's a jump in looking for Sprayer. It's Fluo. He's going to get focused by about 5 people. Sprayer manages to surf away pretty well handily there, but he's now really weak. Oh, he's at 1 HP. He's running back to the health pack. So he just some spam pipes there, and as a result, Zilis is completely alone on the point. Everyone backed off.
Absolutely baited by his team there. That's horrible to watch. Uber is used by Spray. I'm not sure why. They're trying to get aggressive here. Mex doesn't have it yet. He goes down there to Neutronis. Great jump there. Came in as well, Justice, and they're just going to clean up the frag. I was going to say who's going to hit 100 points first. Sorix or Neutronis. Both of them have got it now. 101 and 102 respectively, but Lithuania there using that Uber aggressively must have realised Mex didn't have it yet and managed to just clean up all the frags.
I guess that's why they went for it at the end of the day. They knew they had ads, and that's probably what Neo's been trying to do the entire game. And it's a big frag because they were able to keep their medic alive and keep most of their people alive after it. But Skits is just going for it. He trades with Adrenaline there, but I think that was able to stay alive and put damage out. Hazard. He's actually been having a really good game, Hazard. You haven't really been noticing him, but he's been just quietly going about his business, getting picks. And there's another one on Bez. He's in complete control. No doubt Bez will complain about his ping again, like he did earlier.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of one nail in the coffin right now, because we see Sprayer at 100%. Lithuania in control of the point in less than 60 seconds now for Lithuania, but they're coming through. And Mex has switched up here. He's on quick fix. He's trying to get away here. Obviously, they're feeling they need a little bit more charge, but Lithuania just going to clean up all of the frags here with this Uber. 4 players down for Italy. They are at 60% quick fix. Maybe just feeling they need a little bit more healing.
Scout going for the medic. Air blasted in the air. Dies pretty quickly. And they're actually rotating right with this quick fix. Heals on the Scout demo. And they're just going for pop this. Scout demo quick fix. They've got an opening frag on Albert. The Pyro trying to push the players backwards. Sorix is still fighting, but he's only got an engineer to kill, so a couple of players just sort of taking more of the team there, allowing the medic and the combo to stay alive, or at least
I quite like that push actually, because the quick fix came out onto Sorix and he pushed forward, and Lithuania just saw him and ran scared, and then Mex just left him alone. So Sorix picks up a couple of frags by himself, and the rest of the quick fix went onto the rest of the Italians, and they managed to kind of consolidate themselves on the point there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this quick fix charge, which is happening in about
3. Look at this.
Oh, level 3, yeah. So we're going to see quick fix against Uber, and Uber versus a level 3. So Europa with the rescue rangers, just trying to keep it alive. Zillis sees it, but
Nice.
it's going to get taken down there, but Neutronis very, very easily.
Well, they've just backed out. Like, I disagree with this. Oh no, but there's a backstab on Sprayer. It's a big one and a headshot on the heavy, so Italy can hold this.
Next they die though. He got piped.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree with their decision to back out, but they've got some key frags there. Bez starting to hit shots. He wants revenge. I called him out for complaining about his ping, and now I think he got a bit overzealous there. He didn't have to die. They own the point. And the engineers getting harassed by the spy and sapping the level 1. This is what I like to see in Highlander. That's what I want to see. Italy, Lithuania using their fast spawns to get onto the point now and pushes the team. Italy in a bit of trouble, but there's a big bomb. There's a lot of damage, but they're not in a position to really back it up with any of their heavy classes. Adrenaline is not there. Lithuania recap the point, and
Italy
now
need to get on the point. There's 2 seconds to go.
Oh, the pyros are there blasting them off. What a hero.
Sketty's MVP again. 2 rounds he's done that. 1 for Lithuania just by air blasting people off the point. And that does mean it's going to be 3-2 to Lithuania on this second map. That means the spoils are shared. 3 points each. Italy 1, Gullywash 3-0. Lithuania 3-2 on product. And what that means, Hildreth, is that both teams are going to finish on 15 points after the group stage. They both qualify for the playoff stage. That was already assured before this game even happened. But I believe they now have to go through a tiebreaker. Have to go for a tiebreaker to decide who is going to finish top of the group. That'll happen sometime next week. And basically that means whoever finishes first will supposedly play a weaker team. Basically play a team that finished second in another group. So, I mean, do you think that's a fair assessment after this game? Do you think 3 points each is fair based on what we've seen tonight?
Well, Italy looked the better team, especially in Gully, but they kind of Lithuania just got their act together on that map, particularly. I mean, it was a close thing. They were losing 2-0, but Adrenaline just fell to pieces in the game. He just wasn't as effective as he was. Even though I gave him a lot of crap, Neo Tronus was definitely doing a lot, and I'm sure the logs will show it. He dies sort of 5 or 6, 7 or 8 times, sort of uselessly, but he was still getting stuff done.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at the logs, again, the time is a bit screwed up because of all of the pauses, so it wasn't actually 37 minutes, it was considerably less than that. But if we're talking about the demos here, Adrenaline did get 2 more frags and died 11 less times. So, again, that survivability factor coming in for the Italian demo, but Neutronis put out nearly 2,000 more damage during the game. So those aggressive bombs walking forward, just getting out the damage, and that's what the rest of the Lithuanians cleaned up on.
Well, I think that's kind of a difference on this map compared to Gully, because 5CP, like I said, a map of territory, a map of controlled pushes. You kind of that sort of thing. Momentum is a big part of 5CP, and being alive as a demo, able to slow teams down and control area, is a lot more effective. But on this map here in Highlander, I mean, he was alive a lot more than Neo this time, but he wasn't as effective as Neo because even though Neo took a lot more damage and so forth, he was managing to get stuff done, pressure the point. I mean, I don't think Adrenaline played badly. He just wasn't as noticeable in this game. But there's other reasons why Italy lost that game. I think Sprayer was alive a lot more in this game than they were previously, and I think Funky, you have to look at Funky's performance. He had a massive game for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying he was a player that was doing pretty well about halfway through that game, and he definitely turned it up. I mean, looking at the top fraggers, we've got Sorex on 51. Clearly doing a lot of damage and a lot of kills there, but behind him is Bez with 39 kills and nearly top damaged. He was at 14,200 there, just 100 behind Neutronis for the top damaging player in the game. Then we got Fluo on 36, so similar names, but then we got Funky there with 33 kills, so going absolutely ham there, getting nearly triple the amount of frags as the enemy spy. And Justice, again, putting in a decent performance with 33 and a decent amount of damage as well. So, I mean, the players that perhaps, couldn't shine as well on 5CP, Spy's not generally a class that you can see do amazingly well. Funky obviously putting in an amazing performance and really helping his team along there. He got 24 headshots during that game as well. So he was doing that ambi thing from behind enemy lines and getting those kills. So, yeah, I mean, that was definitely a big part of it.
Agreed. I think he'd probably be I think he was the difference for Lithuania in this game. Obviously, Sorek's a top player, but when the map like Viaduct, when you're sort of trading frags a lot of them can be meaningless. It's really about when you can take the caps and dying at the right time. Like if you die at a bad time and the enemy can push off that, it's just kind of bad. I don't really know. Like Funky was the difference between winning and losing for Lithuania today. They played a lot better as a combo in that they had a more organised setup defensively, and they had their Ubers weren't like massively clean, but they were more successful due to the map being smaller, as I mentioned pre-game.
Yeah, your crystal ball, it predicted what was going to be the deciding factor in this game. Just
I
as
didn't
you
predict
said.
their Spy to be double the frags of the other Spy. I couldn't predict that. You just have to credit the player at the end of the day. But not their players. They played pretty well as a team in that map. Like everyone was having a good game. I just wish Neotronus would stop dying.
Maybe you can give him some cheeky mentoring afterwards, Neotronus. I know you're watching. You're in the chat there. Talk to Hildreth. He wants you to stop dying. He's going to tell you what to do.
I'm not going to tell him what to do. I'm just going to yell.
He'll yell uncontrollably. You won't understand what he's saying, but the gist of it is stop dying. But thank you for watching, guys. This has been Italy versus Lithuania. Italy took the first map 3-0 on Gullywash. Lithuania bounced back to win 3-2 on Product. So 3 points each. There'll be a tiebreaker between these two teams again next week to decide which team actually finishes on top of the table. Hildreth, do you have any shout-outs before we go?
Well, I want to obviously thank Ajax for organising the cast, Wiethoofd for doing the camera and reminding me of the cast. I'm a professional caster, so thank you guys. And obviously, I suppose I'll thank you.
Thanks.
But I do want to shout out twitch.tv/MUUQ and hop on there. !I61 donate to the Low Panda fundraiser. The money is before you think you're donating to my pocket, well technically you kind of are, but money is for Ubers and Mr. Epic, not me or anybody else, just them two, just to help them to get to LAN. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's a great cause. I really want to see Ubers at LAN. It would be amazing. So I'm going to pop over there and donate myself.
Shout out to UGC Komori as well, my lady.
But yes, thank you for watching, guys. Shout out to my team and my friends and everybody. Also, shout out to Wiethoofd for doing all the camera work. Thank you for casting with me, Hildreth. Wiethoofd will be doing a cast tomorrow, Ace of Fortress, at some point during the afternoon. So keep your eyes peeled if you want to see more TF2 action. But if you want to just see more Highlander Nations Cup, there will be another game tomorrow, USA versus Ukraine. Ukraine obviously were runners-up back in the fourth Nations Cup back in 2015, whereas the United States won the second Nations Cup back in 2013. So two greats of old, shall we say, seeing if they can square up and get through the group stage. And there'll be more games, of course, over the coming days as well on Sunday. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching and have a good night.